Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, Mode FM, whatever country you're in. Just doing a short one today. Thought I'd address this issue that's going around. Legally, in Australia, you cannot defend yourself. Sorry. Legally you can. Technically you can't. They said legally in Australia you have the right to use the appropriate amount of force to subdue an offender. Alright, so if someone's like, trying to hit you with a bat, you have the right to take the bat off them or whatever. Okay, but technically speaking, if someone is out to cause you harm, they are already going to be having a weapon.
A 21-year-old man has been shot twice after 4 men stormed a house in Brisbane's north.
And still in Brisbane, police are searching for 2 men after a man was shot dead during a home invasion.
Is out of Queensland, where a schoolgirl is in hospital after being stabbed in her own home.
A man is dead and another 2 are recovering from stab wounds.
Be it a gun, a knife, a bat, a hockey stick, whatever. They're going to be coming at you with that. And you're not prepared for that. And who in their right mind is sitting there thinking, right, what is the appropriate amount of force to stop this person? No, you're going to give it everything you've got to protect your life, your belongings, your loved ones. Now, the laws for weapons change from state to state to state, as I'm sure they do in America and most other countries. So take the cricket bat or a baseball bat or whatever, for example, right? You have to have a lawful reason for having that on you. So if you're just, if you've just bought a cricket bat and you're walking home, and someone hits you and, you're like, right, get me a cricket bat. You've got a little bit of legway to stand on. But then you have to be able to prove that you didn't buy that bat for that purpose. You have to, are you going to start playing baseball? Do you already play baseball? Do you already play cricket? It's not great, and this goes into, being in your home as well. There are cases in Queensland and New South Wales, all over the country really, of people breaking into other people's homes, and the person who owns the home is, getting a frying pan or, getting a cricket bat, and chasing them out of their home, or, even getting a couple of swings in, and them having to pay the person that broke into their home money. There was one in New South Wales where a person broke into a bloke's pub, and he owned the pub, he lived in the pub, and this kid broke in, I think he was like 21 or something, broke in, and the guy had his baseball bat, because I'm sure, you probably get a lot of, belligerents at your pub, and, took a swing at him. Now, I don't know what time of morning it was, I don't know anything. I assume this bloke's just woken up and heard someone going through his, livelihood. And so he's, taken a swing and fractured this kid's neck. He had to pay that kid $50,000 because that kid broke into his pub. Oh, and he had to pay his mother an extra $18,000. Like, what kind of bullshit is that? Like, no, you broke the law. You don't get money for breaking the law. They always say crime doesn't pay. In Australia, it almost seems that you're better off just, someone's breaking into your house, right, I'll just go sit in the kitchen so they know I'm not going to hit them, and then that way I won't have to pay them more money than they're going to be able to steal from my fucking house anyway. So I tried to have this video all like cleanly presented and, coherent thoughts and of the nature. So there are 3 main articles of self-defense for Australia. You've got protection of the self, you've got protection of other, and you've got protection of property. Now, none of these things you're allowed to specifically carry an item to defend. That includes, mace and tasers and things like that. So by prohibiting these items that are, not lethal self-defense items, they've made it quite hard for, Australians to, defend themselves. And really, the only thing that you can use to defend yourself is, a government body, police, army, etc., etc. Fuck's sake, mate. Yeah, so I don't remember all the weapons laws off the top of my head, as you wouldn't expect one to, except maybe a copper or someone that's trying to avoid the laws. But I'll try and put them in. I'll try and put them in the video as I was talking about them. If not, there'll be just like one big lot of bullshit at the end. but I'm pretty sure it goes something along the lines of, you know, you have to have a lawful reason for carrying the item. Yeah, you have to have a lawful reason for carrying the item, and self-defense isn't a lawful reason. So if you're carrying just a baseball bat, whatever, you're not allowed to say, no, I'm carrying it for self-defense. That makes it illegal, and you can get charged for that. And actually in Australia, they don't need a warrant to search you or your vehicle or your premise if they think that you're, hiding a weapon illegally. And if you actually refuse that search, that can be a criminal charge as well. So, you don't actually have a leg to stand on. When they brought in these new bikie laws, right, they were saying that, you're not allowed to carry any weapons, blah, blah, blah. You're already not allowed to carry weapons. It's stupid. Why would you emphasize that point? Right, there was one dude who was an ex-member for one of the clubs, I can't remember which club it was, and he was towing his boat, right? Just a fishing boat, going fishing, right? He had a scaling knife, they used to scale your fish. Now he had his scaling knife in a tackle box in his boat that was on his car that he was towing to the marina, and they fined him for it. What a bunch of bullshit that is. One, he had a lawful reason to it. Two, it wasn't, quickly accessible. It's not like he could just, jump out of his car and shank someone. It was in his tackle box in his boat. Yeah, especially with the increased crime rates in Australia, and especially the increased violent crime rates. It makes it really hard to justify not being able to protect yourself, especially on a daily basis. The best offense is a good defense, or the best defense is a good offense, or whatever the hell they say. Bit of A, bit of B, they reckon. If someone thinks you've got a gun in your house, they're probably not going to try and break into your house, are they? It comes down to that, like, the psychological factor of it. You leave your light on, someone thinks you're home. They might not be, they might have just left their light on. But then again, they might be there and they might have a big fuck-off gun in their lounge room waiting for you too. But no, not in Australia. All they've done is left the light on so you don't trip over and hurt yourself, and then sue them for it, which has happened in Australia. A bloke broke into someone's house, tripped over his dog or a cat or something, and then he sued the guy for tripping over in his house. How retarded is that? Anyway, let me know what you guys think down in the doobly-doo. What methods do you guys use to protect yourselves? Unless, of course, it's your trade secret, in which case, just PM your boy, and we'll have a good old discussion about it. I promise I won't rob you. How about that? Now, a lot of the time with the whole, was it used as a weapon, is it used as a weapon thing, it comes down to the police discretion. So if you're walking down the street and someone tries to steal your handbag and you hit him with your handbag, you've used that as a weapon. And that would make you carrying your handbag illegal. Now, do I think you're going to get charged for it? Probably not. But if you have a brick in your handbag and you hit him with it, and even if you've got like, a really old mobile or something in it, something heavy, that you have a legitimate reason for having in your handbag, say you only need your walking stick part-time, and you fold your walking stick up and you put it in your handbag, and you hit him with the handbag, and it like cracks his skull or something, you're probably going to get charged with excessive force, even if you're, a little 80-year-old woman walking downtown and someone's tried to steal your handbag. Now, what a bunch of bullshit that is. Well, Motor FM, I think that's going to be it for today. Remember, be safe, be chill, get your butt on a bike. Catch ya!